Are we live? Hang on. We are live. So we're just getting set up on the other channel. So if you're here, welcome. And it says connect. I did connect. And I don't know if it's live on Instagram, but it doesn't seem to cooperate anymore. So there you go. Okay, it says we're live on Instagram. Okay, so let's see what we got. I know you can hear me, but you can't see me. So hang on just a second. Um, get rid of this. Hello, 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 and welcome everyone. Happy new moon, June 25th today. We're going to wait a few minutes and let some more people get connected here. Let me just close a few things. All right. Good to have you here, Monique and Kristen. Welcome. And we have Monique and Monique. And hey, DaCosta. I don't, you know your handles, and I might know you as somebody else. So tell me if that's the case. Hey, Shelley. Yeah, so let us know where you're calling in from. We have Manchester, New Hampshire. Welcome, Paula from Hawaii. And that is Sophia, SD, Sophia Davis, right? I can, sometimes you guys are testing my my noggin here. All right, so we're still waiting for some more people to come on. Yes, okay, good, thanks, welcome. And aloha, Sandy. Yeah, sending some love your way, Sandy. She's got a lot of going on, a lot of people transitioning. And that seems to be the case for quite a few people. Hello, New Jersey, Lisa. Welcome. Okay, yeah, still waiting on that. Says we are live on Instagram, but I have no way of checking that here. It's just YouTube. So if you're on Instagram and you want to comment or you want to participate, then head over to YouTube and you can Google Shama Kim Productions. And maybe I can just also, yeah, Shama Kim Productions, Kimberly Sherry. You'll find us there. Hello, Indiana. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We've got 2 people here. That's great. And it's always helpful if you can share these broadcasts with people that you think may be interested. Maybe they need a little look at a little something. We're not doing big readings here, but some very simple, basic things like grounded. A lot of people, that's really basic, but without a grounding cord, that could be everything. So that could also be helpful. Hey, Jody from Texas. Good to have you here. You've been on my mind. So a couple things I wanted to talk about today. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. So one, happy new moon in Cancer. It's a lot of energies around love, how we allow love into our life, how we let love out of our lives, how we give to other people. Cancer is a very emotional, can be a very emotional energy, deals a lot with family. And so if you're a Cancer, you're going to really be feeling this new moon. And with all new moons, it's a perfect time to plant some seeds. So give some consideration to what you want to plant, how you want your life to be 2 weeks from now on the new moon, when you're going to be reflecting on all the blessings from the seeds you planted today and over the next 3 days is the window. So give some consideration to that, how you want your life to be, your business, your relationships, your health. Um, yeah, whatever it is you're looking to improve in your life, plant those seeds. And so, of course, I always love vision boards. And it's funny, the one that's behind me, I have about half a dozen random ones that I interchange, but I noticed that this particular one was a summer solstice one. So maybe that's why I felt the energy was appropriate for today. And Sandy finished her vision board. Great. They're so fun. And it's really a great way to help you stay focused. So I have a whole system. If you want to know the system, it's the Dream Architect Toolkit. You can always email support@kimberlysherry.com and just ask for the link. We'll give you a discounted link, and you can create some of the most powerful vision boards on the planet. There's an hour-long workshop in there that was professionally videotaped. There's an hour-long webinar. There's the workbook that I created that has the map for all the areas, all 9 areas of your board. So the more that you can amplify your intentions very intentionally and on purpose, instead of just throwing a bunch of random stuff on there, your board will become so much more powerful. And I just was noticing the other day, I've always loved zebras. So I have a zebra right there. I have zebras on a lot of my vision boards because I think it's a great uh, animal totem that carries the energy of the horse that got away. And now, which is kind of fascinating, I have a horse that is black and white. So it's not a zebra, it's not striped, but it is black and white. So I thought that was kind of ironic. Sometimes you'll notice things that you created on your board without even trying. So that was kind of fascinating. So new moon, yes. So that's part of what's going on. And oh, Gregory's here. Great. Welcome, Gregory. And Monique just did her vision board too. It's fantastic. She sent me her, it's like 9 vision boards in one. It's very powerful. So it's a lot of fun. And there's a whole system to make it powerful. So we have the new moon. We also are just coming out of the energies of the summer solstice, the longest day of the year when the greatest light frequencies are coming in. And I've noticed for myself even some upgrades. And that's what I wanted to talk about tonight, because as a result of my own personal upgrades, as well as having a private session with my mentor, Masajati, that my abilities have taken it up a notch. and so now I can see where there has been some deception that I did not notice before. And so I wanted to share one of those things that I now see more clearly. And so you might notice this in yourself. You might notice if you have a propensity to be attracted to like gurus, or you tend to follow people uh, that can, reel you in, suck you in because they have some seems like magical energy, very magnetic energy. Maybe they seem like they have a lot of knowledge, and maybe they do. But that can um, deceive you or make it harder to discern that they are not um, the brightest star in the sky. I was going to say the brightest tool in the shed. Um, but, and see, I'm going to type the name in the chat bar. So hopefully you can see this. And so this is someone that I started to follow because seemed quite brilliant. But then I also noticed he was speaking the same light language as the mentor I just stopped following because of that he's now following the dark side. So this is the person. If you are in the chat, you can read it there. I don't want to say it out loud, but if you're here and you can read it, great. So this is, I was attracted to it. Somebody said, what about this guy? And it seemed very cool. And I was sort of mesmerized by a project that he has or that he started where they're going to be building these healing centers all around the world with this fractal architecture, and they're going to be built on these powerful portals. And I thought, wow, how cool. And it sounded like something I would love to be a part of. So I started getting sucked in. But then what I also noticed is that that there's also a siphoning of energy that starts to happen, where they just start wanting more and more and more of you. And then I also noticed how he was energetically plugging into me. Anybody that cords to my crown or my solar plexus, you're out of here. So it became very clear and evident that I was being deceived because I did not have the depth of clarity that I now have. And I think this is also part of the result of integrating the powerful energies that we activated in Bali, as well as at Angkor Thom in Cambodia. So yes, felt that too. Okay, good, sunshine. After watching him for a bit, yeah, very, very masterful, and that's the thing about a lot of these deceivers. The other mentor that I was following was a masterful deceiver. They talk, because this is the thing about the dark side. They have to tell you what they're going to do or what they're doing before they do it. So it's like everything is in plain sight, but sometimes we can't see it. We're deceived. So they're both talking about a lot of the things that they are personally doing. So, like cleaning up things that they're actually doing. So it can be a little, unnerving to not know who you can trust and you think that something is true. But here's the thing that I've noticed is that these things are also trying to teach us something. So it's not necessarily wrong to go down a path with someone in the wrong direction. If in the end you come away with a boatload of information that will now help you stay on track and stay awake and more aware of dangers, etc. So that's the big thing that I wanted to talk about today. Yes, I tend to want to follow knowledgeable people. Yes, and so this is often the case, Paula, because we are hungry for knowledge and for truth and for expansion and growth, and some of these people can be very, inviting. Is that Eco Bloom Communities? I don't know. Don't think so. Um, so this is the thing. Also, calibrate for yourself so you can discern. I can calibrate, and I can give you my opinion of my calibration, and you can see what you like. This Eco Bloom community is grounded, but it only has five rings. So there is a compressive force that is trying to hold down what it has the ability to create, because we create with our rings. If you only have 5 rings, that's not very many rings to create with. We should have 100 before we break through to infinity. That's when you're really a masterful creator. Um, yes, okay, good. So Sandy also felt the energies off. I'm a Cancer, and I definitely the energies had a migraine all day yesterday. Yeah, it's big energies, definitely very, very big energies. So I'm curious if you guys have any questions that you would like to um, have a look at. Um, yeah, yeah. So here's another thing that I'm noticing about the energies that are happening on the planet right now is I've noticed this with a lot of people, like a big next step where you have to let go of things that you're no longer aligned with. It's like big things. Um, my daughter and I just moved our horses to another stable because we realized how toxic that old place was that she'd been at for 4 years, but it was just time to move on, and it became very evident. And so big energies happening that are setting us up for new direction, new growth. And it's kind of like you're in high school, and there's all those grades and all those levels you went through, and now it's kind of like you're starting over when you get into high school, right? And now there's all new levels you have to go through. So it's kind of like that, where you feel like you're kind of starting over in some way, but it's at a much higher. It's kind of like those Karn stones, the stacked stones. When you go around the stone, and then you go on the backside, that you're going higher and higher on these levels. And when you're in the backside, that's when like the shadows, you're working all those shadow parts, and then you come out again, and then you go back down to the dark side, and then so the upward spiral. And so it's always upward progress. Shelley, is my business clear? Something was bringing me down after my emerging power and clarity increased. Yeah, it's kind of like two steps forward, one step back. So your business is grounded, and heart is open and grounded, but the flow from the heart is low. It's only like 15%. And you have infinite rings, circle of reciprocity, blocked at the left hand. So between those two things, that blocked left hand and the other thing I said, what did I say? Whatever I said, um, those two things would need to be cleared. Um, hmm, hmm. Yeah, the business avatar. Okay, so the rings. Yeah, there was only 5 rings. Okay, yeah, so that's what was blocking your progress, Shelley. Finally letting go. Good. Of things you don't need, ideally. um, that about the stables. Yes, he did. He did help us discern that. There was a very big situation, and so it was all perfect. It was all perfectly aligned. And so now the training begins. I've been flying solo on my own for such a long time. This is Monique. That I mostly just listen to spirit God for direction. Finding your info had really been a great significant growth for me. Well, great. That's awesome. That's usually a great way of knowing you're on the right path, is that something is helping you to expand in a grounded, present way. Yes, you do. You do are grounded now, Sandy. Yes, because you removed those cords out. Let's see, Gregory. I felt about 5 inches out of sync with material objects, bumping my head, tripping, hitting my hand, etc., like I'm in another dimension trying to fit. Now, it could also be where you're not fully in your body as well, Gregory, which is the case. You are grounded, but you're only in your body about 15%. There's an energy at your root chakra. Those are those AI chords. Um, and they have some curses at about 20. So that's what's like throwing you off. Even though you have a good grounding cord, that doesn't allow you to feel like fully present in your body all the way, even though you're grounded. It's kind of interesting that you could be grounded and still not fully in your body. So this is a good example of that. Yes. So yeah, interesting. Um, check your root chakra if it's grounded. Catherine, you are not grounded, Catherine. Um, you have an interference at your root. It's about 20 of those AI chords with curses, about 20 curses. And the curses are meant to kind of keep you in fear. So, yeah. So that's interesting. Let's see. My glasses are all cattywampus here. Hang on a second. Okay, so we have Millie Millie. Dear Kimberly, sending you a lot of love from Chicago. Okay, great. How can I remove my dark energy? I think I am cursed. Well, it sounds like a broad stroke, Millie. And you do have curses in your field. There's 50 that I'm noticing right off, which are right at your crown. So that doesn't allow you to feel sovereign or like you're the boss. I would suggest getting a vibrational altitude report. Then you can know exactly what's in your field. And then we could spend 30 minutes talking about how we could go about taking care of everything that we find in the report. If you're interested, or anyone here is interested in a vibrational altitude report, well, let me give you a little link here. I think it's here. Okay, there's that. So yeah, you could write that down, or you can just email support and say, can I get the link for the vibrational altitude report? So that would be most helpful. Some things, I know there's a lot of advanced people that come on here, and they just need a little look at something, and that's helpful. And other times, even the advanced people need more help than just like, hey, here's this. Because sometimes it's a lot bigger than just a little thing in a thing. So if that's the case, then you might. Daniel, can you check my kidneys? Okay, so first of all, I'm not a doctor, but I'll calibrate what you have going on. Pain on both sides, and I've had other symptoms that seem troubling. Okay, yeah, they are low, 15%, as well as the bladder and the prostate. So kind of like they're all connected with a similar energy. There are some curses in the root, about 50. This might be something bigger that you need some help with. So if that's the case, you might get a report, and we could, when it comes to physical things, the human technology assessment might be a better report. I have two. Let's see. Is it in here? It is not. Well, you can email support at KimberlySherry.com and ask for the vibrational altitude report. So it measures more than 110 calibrations of all of your physiology. And that would be a great way to know, to get a better picture of everything that's going on throughout your whole body. You might, be, trying to work on your kidneys when your whole nervous system might be off, Um, because even your adrenals, which are part of your nervous system, are having a hard time. So I would suggest the human technology assessment, Daniel. G, my daughter's been sick for over a month, slowly trying to get better. Is something attached to her? Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm assuming that you've been to a doctor if she's been sick that long. Um, let's see. Okay, yeah, not necessarily to post it so many times. I will see it once. Um, so she is not grounded. Um, she has no rings above her crown, and her heart is completely closed. So there's a lot of interference with her field. Um, yeah, there's about 50 of these AI chords at her root chakra. So that would be the number one thing to clear her root, get her grounded. And so my suggestion would to also be to get human technology assessment. Then we'll measure everything in her body, find out exactly what's going on from an energetic standpoint. And so the thing that you have to know about this energy work is that this is not like waving a magic wand. When I'm working with people and their physiology, what we're doing is we're giving your body the energetic energy, light frequencies, which is information. The more light you have, the more information your cells hold. And so we're trying to, not trying, we are, when we work together, is clearing what's blocking your body from effectively communicating with all the cells in the body. And so when your whole physiology is operating at 100% and 350 millivolts of light, cellular light, that's when your body can start healing, as well as your alkaline. If your body's too acidic, that also contributes to not being well. But without a grounding cord, there's nowhere for this stuff to go. All right, Monique, wondering about love reciprocity with my children and with your money. I'm not quite sure what that means. Are you talking about your circle of reciprocity, which is flowing? And whether or not your money is flowing with that, it's actually the money piece is not flowing. It's also at a low frequency. It's only at 250, which is low. So that really needs to be raised before you start running it through your field. So that would be important. Christy, check her solar plexus. I know I have energy cords attached there and a persistent stomach infection. Hmm. Yeah, you do have cords there. Wow, let me just double check because I don't know. Is that true? um, Cords. Yeah, there's about 50 cords in your solar plexus. These are those dark AI cords. So when they're corded to your solar plexus, they're controlling your power. They usually put a lot of anger, rage, and fury in there because that's what they feed on. They need fuel sources. And so when they can tap into people, make them angry, plug in all the angry cords, why? Well, then they're never going to starve. So we don't want to feed the beast. So that is one thing you can do, and it looks like like you're it's still there, so you're not as it's not that you're not capable, because I know you are capable. You're just maybe you don't believe it or don't know it. You also are not grounded. So some of you that have a lot of these energies that you feel like kind of stuck, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Join us on the luminary activation next Thursday. So not tomorrow, but the following Thursday. Once a month, we do a super thorough clearing on your entire energy field. This next month is all about power presence. Let's see. Let me So every month we do the luminary activation, right? And so this next one is called Power Presence, embodying the energetic stature of your truth. So our grounded presence in truth. And so we are really stepping into a whole nother level of being present and fully embodied. So this luminary activation, whenever we do the 12 days, the luminary activation is the first day of the 12 days. You can do the luminary activation just on its own, especially if you're a beginner or you're new to me and you don't know anything, but you want to like a taste. That would be a great introduction to that. And let's see. Yeah. So if you go here, this is where you'll find all these things. This is probably the easiest thing to do. Go there and you'll find the luminary activation on the homepage, luminary activation on one side, the 12-day program on the other side. So the 12-day program is every day for 20 minutes. We practice the process of running your energy. And so every day you're going a little deeper, a little deeper. So if you've done it before, you know how cool it is, right? We move a lot of energies in a short period of time. 12 days is pretty fast. So this next 12-day program is all about, so the 12th day is about power presence and the luminary activation about power presence, and the 12 days is all about embodied power. So each day we're going to be finding more and more ways where we can really embody, like fully fill our body up with our power, removing all the things you guys are talking about, cords and entities and dead people and curses and all these things that are interfering with your power, really standing firm and confident in your power. That's what we're going to be clearing. So you can either just come into the luminary activation or join us for 12 days. And there's 2 levels for that, a foundational and advanced program. So pick what works for you. Okay, so that's that, Christy. Yeah, you want to get those cords out there for sure. There's a deeper energy, and so this is where going into the 12 days helpful. There you have a deeper energy that is beyond just those cords. There's a reason those cords like to go there, because you have a much older energy that has been making you feel powerless for a very long time. Looks like from the age of maybe 3, the age of 3. And so it's kind of like your Achilles heel right there. It's like a resin, like a big magnet for people that can come in and control you and make you feel powerless and so forth. So it's a lot bigger than just cords. Just saying that example just came to me, you showed me. So in love with me, when I do the meditation, do I have a loop mechanism? Notice that I feel good after I do the meditation, but then a few hours later, it feels so good. Well, I think you probably are used to operating without a grounding cord because you don't have a grounding cord right now. And so, if you do the meditation, you feel great. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I feel crappy again. Well, if you don't have a way of confirming if you're still grounded, that's likely what's happening is you're losing your grounding cord. So you can learn how to muscle test, pendulum, ask, however you do it. Okay, Sandy, I'm going to skip you because we already, we're going to give some of the newer people a chance. Trina, thank you for all the good work you do. I've been working on opening up my heart chakra. Okay, so Trina, your heart is grounded and it is 100% open. There's a new measurement that we're also checking now, is how much energy is flowing out of it. Because you can have a big open heart, but a little trickle of energy is coming out. And so that's kind of the case with you. So congratulations that you've opened your heart. And so now that you can open it so that the flow is 100%. That's what we're going to be doing in the luminary activation. If you want some help with that, um, it's 15% because AI has planted some programs and beliefs here that keep you in fear of opening, not of opening because your heart's already open, of allowing that heart to flow too much or too big. And so that they've put some fear energy there. So that would be a good one to release. And I mean, you could try it on your own. But if you're still struggling, join us on July 3rd is the luminary activation. Okay, we're going to go to Paula. What time is each day? It's at 8 a.m. Pacific time in the evening, which is for advanced, and only do it if you're advanced. It's pretty advanced. We don't want to blow you out of the water. 8 p.m. So 8 a.m., 8 p.m. for 20 minutes. The first day is a little longer. It's the opening circles. We usually meet for an hour. Teeth, Daniel. I've heard about energy pathways to teeth, and I'm curious if my teeth could be causing issues. Well, I would look on the map of the teeth and see which teeth go, the ones that you've had injuries to. Probably not much you can do now, although it could be some valuable information if those teeth are creating some energetic distortions. But there's still other things that can be done to the physiology, even though, I mean, I think most people, especially by the time you get to be this age, you have had some teeth pulled. So it happens. Hey, Grace, welcome. Colette, thank you for sharing your gift and knowledge with us. I've been seeking discernment in my decisions. Can I trust my promptings as truth in my decisions? Am I grounded? Well, let's see if you're grounded first. So the answer is no. You don't have a grounding cord at your root chakra. You do have some curses, about 50, and cords, those AI cords, about 20 of those in your root chakra. So that's going to make it hard to get grounded. It's going to make you doubt all of your decisions. You'll lose your confidence. And that's kind of the whole point why they will go there and put all that garbage and nonsense there. So let's see, Grace, I've been recovering from chronic dizziness, possible related post-concussion, but I think also trauma. Did anything stand out? Well, right at the top of your spine, where your spine and head meet, there's some interference there. There's about 20 of those AI cords. That's definitely going to interfere with all the messages that are going from the brain to your body. And so and then halfway down through the cervical, so halfway down the neck, and actually the rest of your spine looks clear. So those two places, that would be one thing that I would definitely clear, that you should definitely clear. Listening to our recording later in the day. Yes, absolutely. So the recordings are 95% as effective as listening to it live. So when you come on live, you're bringing your energetic signature, and when you join the program, your energy is included in part of, in that container. So that's why it's really important that for those of you who decide to join, that only join if you know you can commit to these 12 days. It's only 20 minutes, but sometimes we can get distracted and so forth and so on. But if you start and then just, leave it to the wayside. It actually affects the whole group. So only join if you know you can commit to either coming on live or at least listening to recording to catch up every day. So, but yes, the recordings are also helpful. So Sandy says, I signed up. It helps so much. You're going to notice your life become easier. Yes, isn't that and easier is like better. Well, who doesn't want their life to be easier or better? whatever that looks like. Everybody wants some of that. For us, it's early in the morning. What a way to start the day. Yeah. So Sandy's in Hawaii. So it's like, what, 5 in the morning for you? So, yeah, we are meeting with people all around the globe. And so some people will get up in the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, just to be able to be on live. And then they'll go back to bed. So, yeah. Okay, this is a name I haven't seen in a long time. I'm so tired, Kimberly. Single mom, 6 cats. I'm tired all the time. Everything is robotic. I need more flow. Yeah, and you also need a grounding cord. So that's the um, first ingredient for this recipe for flow. if you do not have a grounding cord, nothing's flowing. So that is the number one thing. And there's a lot of cords, these AI cords at your root, and I'm not clearing anything. I'm just noticing, and sometimes it affects my energy. So yes, you do have a lot of cords at your root chakra, like 50. So yeah, you definitely need to get grounded so that your life can start flowing. All right, Christy, if I had a hard time completing the free meta-clearing meditation, would the 12-day practice be a good place for me to start? Yes. Well, I would start with luminary activation. Yes. Well, and so the luminary activation, which is an hour-long clearing, that's the first day of the 12 days. So we really get it off to a good start. If you've been having a hard time with my practice, yeah, that means it's time for your next level. You've done as much as you can on your own, and now it's time to take a next step and um, and see what's next. Okay, Susan ended up in the ER with dizziness on Monday, irregular heartbeats. And also it makes me curious if you participated in, you're welcome. The 12-day is, if you go to my website, I think the link is right here at the bottom of the screen, and just scroll down, you'll see the luminary activation starts on July 3rd. The 12 days starts on July 7th, but includes the luminary activation. So the 12 days really starts on July 3rd. All right, so this dizziness. So this, Susan, makes me curious if you have participated in the vax or the jab. This is a common symptom of that. You also have that interference at the top of your spine where the spine and skull connect. There's actually quite a bit between the top two, between the first and second, and between the third and fourth, and then at the bottom of the neck. So not to check the whole thing, but all of that can contribute to feeling dizzy. That's the first thing I'm just checking. And you also have cord in your crown. These are AI cords. There's about 50. That is probably more likely the cause of your dizziness, just saying. Paul Paula, I'm starting a new job working with people closely physically. Should I ground between each person? Not sure if I will have time. No. It's, being grounded, it's like, even when we do the, 20-minute meditation, it's not like we're flipping a switch and now, "Oh, now the energy is flowing." Your energy is always flowing. The reason we do the practice is to make sure that it's flowing everywhere, that it's not stuck, that you're not pinching the hose somewhere, that there's not some impedance, some block, some curses, people plugging into you, etc. There's all kinds of things that can interfere with your energy. So, if you have a way of getting grounded, um, I think it would be better to get grounded before you go to work, like before you get out of your car to go to work. Make sure you're grounded, so you're going in grounded, confident. And then if you notice it feels like, oh, that person kind of pushed me off my grounding cord, or like plugged into me or whatever, and you don't feel grounded anymore, then just go sit at your desk and just take a moment. It only takes a moment to make sure that you have your grounding cord on. And that's all you need to do. So just pay attention to the times when you're not feeling grounded, like something happens and all of a sudden you feel confused, or you feel angry, or something, you feel, you know, you usually when you're not grounded, right? It's kind of interesting. So that's what I would suggest. Okay, no job, Susan. Yeah, I was talking about Paula. I think she was starting a new job. Oh, no jab. Okay, sorry, no jab. Okay, so yeah, some of those other things. Crown, 50 cords in the crown, interference in the neck for sure. Megan, thank you so much for the work that you do and your beautiful gifts. You're welcome. I had skin issues for the past few years now, and I would love your take on it energetically. Yes. So, any kind of inflammation, usually skin issues are an inflammation, whether it's a rash, whether it's an outbreak of pimples, those are all signs of inflammation. And usually, what's behind the inflammation, the source of the inflammation, is anger, not yours. Uh, Usually, it's this AI energy. And so, in your case, Megan, yes, so you don't have a grounding cord. And so, without a grounding cord, uh, see, the first layer is connected to the first chakra. And so you need a grounding cord for that layer to, drain down into that grounding cord. That first layer is also closest to the skin. So people who have skin issues need to pay special attention to their grounding. If you have any inflammation in your body, you need to pay special attention to your grounding and to make sure that you're not holding on to any of this anger that's not yours. So, Megan, you also just mentioned a couple other things here. You have a high percentage of anger, rage, fury in your field. So, anger, 100%, rage, 50%, and fury, also 50%. Now you might say, well, I'm not angry. I don't feel angry. That's because you're only in your body. These energies are very uncomfortable. They kick you out. You're only occupying your body 3%. So when you're not at home, all of these inflaming, angry energies are running amok, but you're not home to notice. So this is a good example of why it is so important to not only be fully grounded, but that allows us to be fully present. That's what this next month is all about: power, presence, being fully embodied. And when we are, then things like this start to disappear because there's no fuel, there's no more inflammation because we remove all the anger. We remove the fury. We remove the things that are creating um, being ungrounded as well. So this is a good example. So thank you for mentioning this, Megan, of um, how all this work can literally help you in a really big way. So there you go. That's the thing on skin. Okay, Daniel, sorry for the questions. If you think all physical ailments can heal or improve through energy work, I tend to worry that some physical ailments are very challenging to fix. I believe that all physical ailments start in our energy field first. And they can be found there before they even manifest into something physical. Whether or not all things can be healed with energy, I would say, well, let me measure the percentage because the answer is no, but I want to give you a more accurate answer of what percent can be helped with energy work. It's saying 50%. So that would mean that there's a lot of things that might be a chemical imbalance or dietary or toxic environment. Yeah, maybe there's parasites, although parasites can also be helped energetically. You take away their fuel source, which is usually anger and fear, you take that away and they just die. So you'll be it's surprising what can be helped with energy work. Grace, do I have a looping mechanism for the AI cords at the base of the no. Got off, but trying to come back. Can I pull up and shoot a black flame, etc.? Were you the one that I was saying had interference in the neck? It's not there now, so I'll just validate that. You have no interference in your neck if that's what I was mentioning before. So whatever you did was effective. Yeah, great job. Any last questions? People that something I missed back here. Let's see. All right. Okay, yeah, that was you. Okay, good. Okay, great. Well, I think we answered quite a few questions tonight. So if you still want more help or you're ready just to go to another level, join us for the luminary activation at the very least. And if you want to go deeper, maybe you want to decide after you've tried the luminary activation, then you can join us for the 12 days and just see how it goes. My preference is for bookkeeping and just a lot of logistics. It's a lot easier if you just join the 12-day program that includes the luminary activation. Unless you're just going to do the luminary activation, then just do that. But if you're, yep, I'd say just join us. Just do it. Like take it to the next level, right? Let's do it. This is perfect time to plant your seeds of intention. So if this is your intention to join us next week, then plant the seeds today and over the next 3 days, how you want your life to be. What is it that you want to change? What is it that you want to feel more confident about and more certain and have more grounded presence? Like, why in your life would you need more grounded presence? Is it for your family? Better communication in your relationship? Is it with work or with clients? You know, how and why do you need to be more fully present and aligned in your body? Think about it and get some help for yourself on July 3rd with the luminary activation, which is the first day of the 12-day program. So it looks like that is all the questions I have for tonight. And it has been my pleasure serving you. And we will see you next week. Um, Next week, maybe I'll come on Tuesday or Wednesday as kind of a reminder for one, but see what else you guys have cooking. Maybe some new things have come up, maybe some new inspiration that I'd like to share with you. All right. Have a blessed night or day or evening, wherever you are in the world. All right. Sending much love. Namaste.